Alright, this is another nerd video. We're going to switch gears a little bit and do some spiders. This is a Brachypelma, so this is a Bohomii. I just make sure I enunciate everything right. This is a spider you can touch. These guys will flick hairs, but this is fire leg. The females are long-lived. They make awesome pets. You know, if you're not a phobe or whatever, but they're sweet. They're you know, so this is classic, like, you know, Mexican red legs and all that kind of stuff, or red knees, but very sweet. She's not flicking. Just, you know, gorgeous animal. Easy to care for, minimal care. And what's really nice about a lot of the spiders, some of them we're gonna be able to play with, but some of the other ones we're just gonna view. So this is one we get to play with, plus they look great. So I'll pull that away, Justin. Let's look at some of the ones that you can't really play with, and these are like Postaliferia. So this is like any ornamentals. And what's really nice about these, they're arboreal, and they do really well in terrariums and tall terrariums, planted terrariums. They're very low impact on the vivarium that they're in. So we're using we use a lot of these for display. These are the Exoterras, and these are just like so perfect for different tarantulas and stuff like that. So if we're looking at Regalis here, they make unbelievable webs. I'm gonna trash. She's hiding really well. One of the tricks to setting these guys up, and a lot of tarantulas in general, it's all about deep layers of substrate. So you generally, if you want to have success with your tarantulas, you always want to have lots of substrate, and it needs to be moistened so it's constantly breathing humidity. And one of the things that kills tarantulas is they dry out. So especially if we have an animal going into a molt, that's a very sensitive time. And if you were actually to keep them in a dry terrarium, they desiccate, and a lot of times they'll die while they're molting, and sometimes you'll just find an animal on its back, you know, dead. So that's a Regalis. Here's a striata. So I got Justin right here. Justin is our in-house spider expert. You know, I have a lot to learn on Latin names and pronunciation, but Justin just lives, talks, walks, and breathes these guys, and he's very good at it. So I definitely admire his skill set. What do we got there? So it's the striatas. Okay, so these guys make unbelievable webs. Pokies are best viewed, but not messed with generally. Their bite is nothing to be happy about, and it's beyond a bee sting. Justin, did you ever get whaled by one of these? What'd you get nailed by?
I've been nailed by a Regalis, an Ornata, and a Fasciata.
Okay. There's a big Brazilian white knee right here you can look at, and these guys, this is perfect. So I guess we're not seeing a lot of actual spiders at the moment. This one is hiding in its cave, but you know, once again, we're back to having this nice little vivarium. You know, having pothos in there, lots of cocoa peat, some sphagnum moss, cork round, and stuff like that. Ambient temperatures just like 82 to 86.
Yeah, the best temperature range is 75 to 82.
Okay, so even I'm thinking a little too hot.
I can pull her out.
Yep. Here's a Gramistola. So this is like, Gramistola is like the genus of things like rose hairs and stuff like that. That's just awesome. These are big tarantula, reasonable to handle.
Right.
Yeah, and they're very cool. And this is a big giant tawny red. She's a little pissy. Wow, she is a big hairy monster. So people may see that we're offering all sorts of different spiders on our Facebook, and we're going to be launching an e-commerce site soon. So we've been working on getting all sorts of different captive bred spiders and tarantulas. And you know, obviously I keep lots and lots of different animals, but I really do enjoy the tarantulas. I like looking at them. I certainly like interacting with them. But you know, let's talk simple, low maintenance, it's all about the environment you're keeping them. The spider itself is very low on the demand scale, and it's just setting up a basic environment. Bigger is sometimes better as far as having more substrate. If you put a thin layer of substrate in there, it's more likely to dry out, and we want to basically maintain humidity on these guys. And feeding, instead of just throwing a bunch of crickets in here, a lot of things like dubia roaches, lobster roaches work really, really well. They give a large prey item that the spider can easily subdue. Nutritionally, things like dubias are better than crickets. Crickets have a very small stomach, so you got to make sure you gut load them. And just spiders are cool. Okay, I got a Formosa right here. I got a molt right there. So here we go. This is another pokey. And now we're keeping this in a smaller size. Is this a juvenile?
Yeah, or it's a decent sized female.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, there we go. Finally getting to see something. And like I said, this is stuff, it's good to look at. What's really nice about a lot of the Indian ornamentals, you can get awesome captive bred animals starting from slings. They're very cryptic looking, but they make great webbing. They just make something beautiful to stare at, as long as obviously you're not afraid of tarantulas and spiders, but we aren't. All right, hopefully it's a little bit something to consider. Just beyond snakes and lizards, arachnids are awesome. We certainly like scorpions and even scolopendra, different centipedes. We like all sorts of creepy crawlies. All right, love your inverts.